Hi, it's Mark from Top Local. I'm here with Darrell Ross. He's a business coach here in Vancouver, BC. And we're going to talk about Zoom fatigue. You've been hearing a lot about this. How you doing, Darrell?
I'm well, thank you. Yes, I've been hearing a lot about Zoom fatigue. And I was speaking with someone yesterday, and she was saying, it's not Zoom fatigue, it's uncertainty fatigue. It's just fatigue. And really, with what's going on in the world right now, and I mean, just people's generally busy lives, but right now it's an extraordinary level of uncertainty. And it came up with some particular clients where they, in the wellness field, they both have certifications that they need to complete. And they had this big plan all mapped out for the fall when they were going to take their courses, how they were going to work their business around it. They even had someone who was coming in to, do some admin support and everything. And it's all out the window. And so, we had a coaching call, and then literally they said, well, we don't even know what we're going to talk about. And so that's where I started to think about this a little bit more. And, one phrase that I remembered that, I don't know where I first heard it, but it was, well, if you did know what you were going to do, what would you do? And so one of the solutions I thought is, okay, well, yeah, there's all this uncertainty. And so we can go into overwhelm and worry about it. Or we can say, okay, well, no matter what happens, here are some things that need to get done, and let's just focus on those. So that worked really well in that case. But I was also thinking, in the moment, what can people do? And I know you've done a lot of research on this. So, what do you suggest when people are feeling overwhelmed? What do you recommend in the moment?
Well, kind of ratchet back to just feeling whelmed. How about that? What are the things that work, basically? Yeah. Do you have a mindfulness practice? Do you practice breathing? Like, taking time out and putting it in your schedule to say, you know what? I need to just, dial down the old autonomic nervous system, tamp down the norepinephrine, because we're all feeling a little bit of fear about what kind of a world are we creating. Mm-hmm. I think there's also a level of just mindset of surrender to it is what it is. Yeah. The world is not going to go back the way it was. Even if there's a vaccine by the end of this year that's proven out and all good and all that stuff, it could be another 6 months, which ends up being, it's another year before we're back to quote unquote normal, mm-hmm. or whatever the new normal is, because it will never be the same. We're not going to travel as much in the same way. There will be another pandemic. This is a dress rehearsal, et cetera, all these things. Well, you can take all that info and use it to just, or double down, triple down, whatever you need to make sure you're looking after yourself. Sleep right, meditate, go for walks, exercise, breathe. These are the things that are going to bring you back into a balance. And just like I agree completely with your point that we just got to do what we got to do. It's one step at a time in this moment right now. And you know what? Everything in this moment's okay.
Yeah, 100%. I think, we've given people a couple months of leeway in terms of, okay, this is really new and crazy and strange. But now it's time to sort of get back to business. And like you said, maybe one of the blessings with people not having as much commute time is now they can fit that exercise or that mindful practice in. So, my advice is people just still need to look at what they're doing, and is what they're doing serving their life in terms of how they want to see their health, how they want to see their business, how they want to see their family, all kinds of things. So definitely from a perspective of your business is only as good as you are people taking the time to pause? As you said, are you taking the time to sleep and even taking a vacation? It's still, we're limited. We're not doing cruises or anything, but there's still something you can do. You can still take time out and really relax and get out in nature, whatever it is that fuels you up. I hugely recommend just being mindful of scheduling that into the daily or into the routine, and making sure that happens to recharge the batteries.
Yeah, it's the little things that we perhaps tend to forget. We start to look at, okay, what's the news? What's Twitter saying?
Yeah.
What's the latest post on Facebook? And then we get ramped up with social media, and we have control over these things. Let them go and go inwards, because that's where the answers are anyway. And build some momentum. Build that little bit of good habit stacked on good habit, stacked on good habit, and build that momentum. And, so what if it lasts for another year? What if it lasts for the rest of our lives like this? This is the way we connect. Moving into a virtual reality world where it's even more, okay. How bad would that be? Really? I get more time with my kids, my grandkids, instead of traveling. I think a little bit of stoicism wouldn't hurt either.
Well, we'll have to talk about that one on another day. That's a big rabbit hole.
Oh, for sure.
So
what was your advice to these people? Just live in the moment a little bit more, or just do what they got to do?
Yeah, it was a little bit of both. I mean, their mindful practice is already quite good. So living in the moment, they're good at that. But it was instead of shutting down and not doing things. So where they were tending to go was, we don't know what to do, so we're not going to start anything. So, the point was just start. So, maybe it won't be perfect. And the work that you do that you thought was going to lead to a result in September, it might not lead to a result until November or December or whatever. But do something, because you'll feel better about taking action. And let's figure out. So the stuff we can't control, let's put that aside, and let's take some actions towards some stuff that we can control. At least feel good about getting that done.
I think that's really, really solid advice. Action inspires all sorts of wonderful things of, feeling good about yourself that sitting and worrying never does.
Mel Robbins. I watched one of her talks the other day, and she's the 5-second rule. When if you're going to do something, you got to do it within 5 seconds. Otherwise, your brain can convince you that these are the 50 reasons why you shouldn't do it. But one of the things she was talking about is you're never going to feel like it. So I think about you, 6 years of cold showers or whatever. Like you never feel like doing it, but if you just do it, you get the results. And so that's kind of like, I'm overwhelmed. I got Zoom fatigue, all these reasons why I don't feel like doing it. Just do it.
We can still have really good lives if everything stayed the way they are. It's not going to stay exactly like this. It will always change. It will always change. But if this was how bad it was, and we can make money doing it this way, or figure it out so that we can make money doing it this way, then how bad is it?
It's all good.
Deal with it and keep, how can I grow? How can I grow? And doing these, frankly, is one of the best ways of reaching out to people. And it's a skill that will continue to pay dividends once things return to whatever the new normal is too.
Well, you'll be happy to know that part of my advice to them was shoot some videos. They're just so knowledgeable about what they've done, because they're just completely immersed in their healing modalities. And I said, there's just so many nuggets in there that just start shooting some videos, and, when it comes time to really ramp up your promotions, you've got a whole library of stuff that you can use there. We'll see what they do.
So there you go. If you want some sage advice and real world experience and a thoughtful kind of viewpoint on some business coaching to help you through whatever you're going through right now, the guy to call is Darrell Ross. You can reach him in Vancouver, 604-218-4702. Have a chat. He's a friendly guy, knows a lot of good stuff. He's been around the block a few times. Or check out his website, morebusinessmorelifenow.com, or you can email him, Darrell@morebusinessmorelifenow.com. Thanks, Darrell.
Thanks, Mark. Have a good one.